Welcome to The In Show, a production of Hillendale Christian Church and hosted by Hillendale's ministerial staff. Our special guests for this week are Bill and Lois Smith. Thanks for joining us this week. Our scriptural thought comes from Philippians chapter 3, verses 10 and 11. I want to know Christ and the power of His resurrection, and the fellowship of sharing in His sufferings, becoming like Him in His death, and so somehow to attain to the resurrection from the dead. Are you wanting to know Christ so much that you would be willing to share in His sufferings and to partner with Him even in the hard times so that you might better know Him? Our scriptural thought for today is, what might you be able to do outside of your comfort zone that might help you better know Christ? Stay tuned for a few short commercial messages, and then we'll introduce you to this week's guest.
Come join us this Wednesday evening at 6 o'clock as Orba Hicks leads a study of the bird's eye view of the Bible. You'll be blessed.
On July 30th and 31st, there's a middle school mission trip to McKee, Kentucky, where we will be working with Appalachian Mission of Hope. Students, middle schoolers, you can still sign up, and parents are welcome to come along as well.
On Saturday, July 31st at 8:30 in the morning, the men are meeting at the Chick-fil-A in Hamburg to go to an outreach in McKee, Kentucky to join our youth. Hope you can come.
If you're college age or 20-something, come join us on Tuesday evenings for our college age 20-something group. There's always food, good Bible study, and usually an intense game of darts. Look us up on Facebook or contact Bill Roberts at the church for more information.
Starting the beginning of August at 9:15 on Sunday mornings at the second floor, all the way to the end of the hallway, we're going to have a new men's Bible study studying Revelation. Hope you can make it.
Kids, next Wednesday morning, July 28th, we are going downtown to a neighborhood garden. Get ready to get your hands dirty as we provide fresh produce to those in need.
Well, we want to welcome today to the In Show our two special guests who are Bill and Lois Smith. Lois is the one over there, and this is Bill. I want to welcome you two.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tell us about how you two met.
I was in the American Air Force, and she was in the Canadian Air Force. And I got transferred to Montreal, Canada for my overseas tour. That was my overseas tour in 8 years of service was Montreal, Canada. It was hard to take, you know. But she seen me, and I didn't know who she was. Of course, us Americans, we had different uniforms, and we stood out like a sore thumb, and we eat in their mess halls and everything, you know. When a new guy was in town, oh, look, we got a new one, you see. And so her girlfriend was getting married to an American fellow. And I had a car, and they needed a ride for the bridesmaids and someone else and the bride to go to take them to the wedding, which was in Plattsburgh, New York, which was about 60 miles, you know, from Montreal. And she rode down with me because she was a bridesmaid. And on the way down, I always look out the rearview mirror, side mirror, see if anybody's coming and so forth. And at some point, I looked out the rearview mirror, and our eyes caught like that. And I thought, oh, you know, we went on and got to the location, and we got out of the car and was walking to the church. She was walking to my left, and our hands were swinging all at once. Our hands hit, and boom, we clapped like that. And that's where it started. And 2 weeks after that, I think it was, I asked her to marry me.
Wow.
And we got
2 weeks.
Yeah, we got married in November of that year, and here it's been 53 years later.
Okay. So what year was that?
It was 56.
56.
November 56.
Wow. All right. And did you ever think she might be like a spy for Canada or anything?
Never give it a thought.
I just want to make sure you're not taking back our Kentucky secrets to Canada with you or anything
don't
these
think
last
so.
53 years.
Well, I just had, I think, 3 or 4 weeks left in the Air Force when we met.
Yeah,
So
no
that
kidding.
he knew I was leaving to go back to Nova Scotia. So that's
Okay.
why. So.
I had to work fast.
Yeah, so those 2
Yeah.
weeks were
Yeah.
important, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's
Yeah.
cool.
And the first time I seen her to know who she was, this boy who was getting married, he took me up to aircraft hangar there. They was having a show, some type of a uniform show or a fashion show or something, and she was modeling pajamas, and here she walked down the runway in pajamas, you see, and he said, there's the girl that's going to be the bridesmaid, you know.
No.
And that's the first time I had seen her was at that time.
So you saw her in her pajamas before the rearview mirror?
Yeah,
then, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, we were modeling all our uniforms. And the girl that was supposed to do the pajamas backed out. And they talked me into it. First they wanted me to put my hair up in rags, like they used to do years ago, curl it and carry a teddy bear, and I told them no. I'd walk down, but I sure wasn't going to do that. So I was as nervous as could be.
That is really funny. So you fell hard for the backup pajama model for the Canadian Air Force. Is that what you're telling me?
That's what I'm telling you.
All right. I think that's the first time I've ever heard anybody do that.
Really?
Yeah. Wow, what a story. Tell us how you became a member here. Kind of have an interesting story about that.
Well, it was one Sunday. I don't remember what Sunday it was or anything, but my wife, she was working in the nursery that particular Sunday morning, and the service, and I was upstairs, you know, in the service by myself, and the call came at the end of the service, you know, if anybody wanted to join or whatever, and I don't know why I didn't have any idea that I was going to do that, but I just got up, I thought, well, I'm going on and join. And so I started, you know, going up and to Wayne, and we had a friend that was there, Frank Wilford, and he got up and ran downstairs to get my wife out of the nursery. She says, Bill's come on up front, you gotta get up here and watch. So she came running upstairs with him, you know, as before I joined the church. So she was up in the chapel, you know, at the time that I joined the church.
Yeah, you've been here a few years, and you know, you've seen the church go through different stages, and people come and people go. What are some of the things that have kept you here?
Well, we've made a lot of friends here, and that are still coming here. A lot of them have left, but we still, you know, like to come here. We still got a lot of friends here. It's close by. We love the people and everything, so this is my church as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's a friendly church.
Yeah.
The people are friendly, so we like it here.
Well, good. Well, thanks for being on our show. I'm so glad that you looked in the rearview mirror 50 whatever years ago.
53, be 54 this November.
54 years ago. Great to hear your story, and so glad that you're a part of Hillendale.
Thank you.
Too.
Thanks for being on the show, Bill and Lois Smith.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us this week. We hope to see you this Sunday at 9:15 for classes and 10:30 for worship. Between now and then, let us know how we can pray for you and help you. If you're a volunteer leader, parent, or student, feel free to stick around for a few quick messages from our ministers. Have a great week.
This past week, we had over 64 volunteers for VBS, and I want to thank each of you for caring for the children, for ministering to them, and showing God's love to them. Thank you.
Man, we've had a crazy last couple of weeks, and it's been really busy. But hey, I thank all the youth and all the volunteers who have worked so hard. We had such an amazing trip to Buffalo. It's been incredible, and I just pray that all you students are just continuing on with those the decisions that you have made from that. And the Lord, I just thank all the youth and everybody who was involved with VBS this last week and your dedication and hard work to make that a success.
I really want to thank the women who are organizing the trip to here in Lexington, Rupp Arena, to the Beth Moore Conference, which is August 13th and 14th. There are still tickets available for that. Thank you all so much for all the work you're doing on that.
Well, thanks so much for feedback on our current sermon series, Spiritual Bucket List. I appreciate good feedback, but even more importantly, I appreciate application. And I see so many of you putting into practice just involvement in our missions ministry and missions efforts, as I talked about this past Sunday, but also the week before when we preached about developing a Timothy. Man, it was so incredible to see 60 plus adult and teen volunteers investing into the lives of so many of our Timothys that came to our Vacation Bible School High Seas Expedition. I tell you what, I'll make you a deal. I'll keep preaching if you keep applying. Thanks so much. Hope to see you this Sunday.